Well, you can call it a conundrum, you can call it a confusion. Is it a deja vu? I don't know, depending on how you're really gonna get it. But there is a bafflement of Dani Olmo transfer to the club of Arsenal, and you're going to be addressing it in here for you because he has been linked to the club of Arsenal since I think November. Even last summer there were links of him to Arsenal before he obviously went ahead to make a decision to obviously sign for Barcelona. But we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. This is the Rokani Media Football, 28th of December. We are now 3 days away from really climaxing the year 2024 and obviously start off 2025 with a bang. A January transfer window where very many players, so we have very many people are really anticipative that their teams are really going to be doing some good business. Arsenal fans are really geared up. Liverpool fans are geared up. United, Chelsea, Man City, because they are all being linked to players. And one of the players in the news is Dani Olmo, that we are obviously going to be talking about. Because most of you are going to be really shocked, because you might be asking yourself, Dani Olmo has just signed for Barcelona in the summer. He has been here for not less than 6 months, and how is it that he can obviously leave the side of Barcelona? I'm obviously going to be bringing you all the narratives, building you the story from the foundation to the ceiling, and obviously leave it over to you to discuss on whether it is really good for us not to bring in Dani Olmo or not. Let's see close to 200 likes much on this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 24,000 subscribers before this year really comes to an end. Remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, and if at all you really need a used phone and a used laptop from the United Kingdom, not from Uganda, they obviously get them from United Kingdom. Call them on +256 70 99 88 665. That's how you can obviously talk to the people known as Mono Gadgets. They also have affordable smartwatches. So call them on that number and you'll thank me later. Let's get to Dani Olmo, Spanish international. You know very well, he has gone ahead to obviously win what we call he has gone ahead to obviously win the Euros. He won the Nations League. He was playing for RB Leipzig. That's where the side of Barcelona went ahead to obviously get him from. 26 years of age, that's how old he is, and he can play in all the attacking positions of the pitch. He can play as a left forward, he can play as a right forward, he can play as a center forward, or the first number 9, he can play as a central attacking midfielder. You can call him a number 10. And this season at Barcelona, he has played 11 games, 5 goals, and his impact is really good. Champions League, 4 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist. That is Dani Olmo for you. And I tell you, he's doing wonders, and I tell you, he's really going to be moving mountains. In these 3 days, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, I tell you, he's going to be making news wherever he's going to be like. Now, the first person to obviously come up and obviously highlight about this story was El Nacional, telling us that Arsenal and Man City have both offered contracts to Dani Olmo, who could potentially leave Barcelona for free in January if they fail to register him for the second half of the season. So, you now know the reason why he is expected to be a free agent. If they register him, if they don't register him by the 31st, the guy is obviously gonna be leaving the side of Barcelona as a free agent, and he would obviously want to play football elsewhere and maybe get a contract, because I don't think that he would have gone ahead to wait for Barcelona to settle up their stuff and obviously get everything up and running. Now, then the Times came up and told us that Arsenal, Man City and Man United are on alert as Dani Olmo nears a Barcelona exit. The Spaniard could leave the club for free after a court ruling into player registration. So, you've heard all that. Barcelona has been having problems of registering these players, and for Dani Olmo's case, it was a temporary registration that was ending on the 31st of December. That's how they went ahead, obviously put in that shift. So that's why they obviously think he might leave the club. And then we are having Paul Hurst, he's from the Times, told us that Arsenal are keeping an eye on Dani Olmo's situation, So Arsenal have been monitoring the Dani Olmo situation, and they're like, all right, if he turns out to be a free agent, he's a hot cake that we've wanted in the summer, and we'll obviously get him in. Now today, there is a breaking story that we got from the Times. Not really, it's not this. There is a story that first came up. Let me obviously try to look it up here. There is a story. All right, I've found it. Now, let me flash it on the screen and you guys see it before I tell you something. Because there are lots of things confusing about Dani Olmo's situation, and I don't know how everything is really going to be happening. And Mundo Deportivo, we are the first one to report this story about Dani Olmo and his situation at Barcelona, because he is really one of the high talking points right now. He told us that Barcelona have signed a deal to sell part of the Camp Nou seats, but it will not allow the registration of Dani Olmo. This is what Mundo Deportivo told us, and they're a big source coming in through from the side of Spain. And you know what it means, right? So, as things stand, Dani Olmo is really one of those people that is in hot soup. Barcelona is in hot soup because for Dani Olmo, he'll be like, you paid, you signed for me, and I can go out as a free agent and get in more and more and more money, I think. But after this came up, then we had a story coming in through from Luis Rojo, and he comes in from Radio Marca. Marca is also another big media outlet coming in from Spain, and they told us that Barcelona will be able to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Joao Laporte has reached an agreement for €100 million that allows the registration of both. Not only that, Barca finally returns to 1-1 financial fair play rule. Now, for this, I wait for confirmation coming in from other sources, because it is really scanty right now, and other sources are saying however much they've gone to obviously sell part of the seats of the Camp Nou, €100 million, they cannot really register this guy, according to how they are deficited into their finances, and books of accounts are not really balancing. And other sources they can register these two. And there is a source I've gone ahead to read from Fabrizio Romano indicating that the huge problem is if they register Dani Olmo, they might not be able to obviously reward Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, the contracts they deserve. And they have to obviously sit down and choose on who to skip and who to sell. You understand? So that's what we're really getting in through from the sources right about now. And I'm like, all right, let's wait and see how everything is really going to be panning out. Because by tomorrow morning, I tell you, a clear source will obviously do the needful. There is this other guy that obviously knows everything close to Barcelona that I'm really waiting in for, Gerard Romero. And I'm waiting to see what Gerard Romero is really going to say about the situation. He has been quiet ever since this story took center stage in mainstream media, and I'm like, let me wait for him and see what he has to say about this Dani Olmo to Arsenal transfer confusion. So guys, thank you very much for watching through, but the big question I leave around is, 1, does Arsenal need Dani Olmo? For me, I will tell you, yes. Arsenal need Dani Olmo, because if you're really having injuries of Bukayo Saka and Raheem Sterling, that means you'll need a Dani Olmo in there for you to obviously come up and obviously do the need. If you can play as a wide forward on the right, wide forward on the left, in the center, he can play as a central attacking midfielder. You understand? And he has some good creative attributes that Arsenal really need. And he's a winner winning with Spain Nations Cup and the Euros obviously shows you that his mentality has shifted from not winning at RB Leipzig to a player that is winning games. That is Dani Olmo for you. And the second question is, do you think Arsenal can beat competition from Man United, Man City, Bayern Munich, that are hugely interested in the player? You never know, even Real Madrid can obviously kick in. So we wait and see how that pans out, but that's what you're getting through from Dani Olmo and him being linked to the club of Arsenal and very many others. So that's what we had for you here. First video of the day, and more videos are yet to come onto this channel. Thank you for keeping it Rokani Media Football. We love you guys, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 24,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and see how the January transfer window is obviously gonna take us. And that's why I tell you, turn those notification bells on, please, and please, and please, and please turn them on, because stories are really gonna be coming up. I think this might turn out to be one of the busiest January transfer windows. If at all you watch me on United Matters channel, you've seen United has already gone ahead obviously make that offer to a player known as Nuno Mendes, and they want to sign him in January, and it depends on PSG whether they are letting him to go in the winter transfer window or the summer transfer window. So clubs are really busy, and there are players like Dani Olmo, whose contracts are really expiring, and they're like, their contracts are on, but registering them to be players of Barcelona is really coming to an end. You understand? So we are waiting to see how things pan out, but it's no business as usual at Barcelona. They are working tooth and nail, and for the last 3 transfers, this has been a problem for Barcelona, and they haven't gone ahead obviously go in for their #1 targets signings. I'm out. Bye bye. Gonna return in a couple of hours.